Hello everyone, Eddie here again with another video, and this one might be a tad bit of a venting session as I had to think about this one, relax, collect my thoughts, and then try to figure out what it is exactly I wanted to say. And so my first thing was that unless you were living under a rock, you probably have heard that the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, tweeted out over last weekend a racist picture of Michelle and Barack Obama, their heads attached to the body of apes. And actually, let me go ahead and pull that clip up. And so, as you can see right there, this is the picture in question. So when there was a lot of outrage over this, the first thing that was said was that it was depicted as Trump was the Lion King, and this was over the animal kingdom, and they were just some of the pictures. And before we even get started, I know everyone says it. It's true. Everyone says it. There are no apes in Lion King. So, I really did have to collect my thoughts on this one and just think, because on one hand, I don't want to just vent and be super upset, and then on the same hand, I don't want to simply just dismiss it. And I agree with so many other people that I really don't even want an apology from our president, because quite honestly, who are we fooling? It's not going to be sincere. I mean, he is literally showing us who he is. Literally showing us who he is. And for those of you who don't know, I don't see how you could not know, but just in case, to meet you where you're at, comparing African Americans, blacks, to apes, saying that we have more in common with apes, or that we have ape-like quality, is highly offensive. It's a racial trope. It's meant to dehumanize black people. And so the President of the United States knew what he was doing when he tweeted this post, or Truth It, because I think he did it on Truth Social. And so I'm reminded of what he has said. Not my words, but the President of the United States said that he really loves the unintelligent voter. Just let that sink in. He really loves the unintelligent voter. If you don't see anything wrong with this picture, or if you think it's just a joke, or you don't understand why everyone is getting offended by it and why there's a request for apology, then to channel my inner Jeff Foxworthy, you might just be a racist. Let's just go ahead and say it. Again, I can't get into Donald Trump's head. I can't get into his heart. But time and time and time again, his actions has put him in the category of a racist. Therefore, moving forward, I'm just going to call him that. He is a racist. And if you are okay with supporting a racist, then again, quoting Jeff Foxworthy, you might just be a racist. Because seriously, who would do something like that? Now, I could speculate why I think he possibly tweeted this. And honestly, the fact of the matter is that for everything that he has, for the billions of dollars that he has, Donald J. Trump has a big problem. The big problem is that he does not understand how a black man who was never born wealthy, who didn't have a father bailing him out, who had to get an education, who had to deal with diversity, could become so well loved across the world. Because let's make no mistake about it. And for you people who don't believe in facts, I'm sorry, I can't reach you. This video may not be for you. But for the rest of you all who honestly knows facts and who can look up and see that the whole entire world celebrated when Barack Obama became president, that he legitimately won the Nobel Peace Prize, that he has so much swagger, that he truly was black people royalty. He was our champion. And the fact that he was able to do all that infuriates the racist in the White House. And so anything that he can do to peg this person down, he's going to try to do it. However, I also think there's a flip side of it too. And the flip side is that everything that's been going on in the news, from the ICE raids to the shooting to the Epstein, most Americans are up in arms and they do not like what's going on. But you haven't seen a real rallying per se from black people. I mean, granted, we don't like what's going on either, but this is one of those cases where we're letting others shoulder the burden and deal with it, because if we were superheroes, our spider sense is going off and it's a trap. Or to quote Admiral Akbar, it's a trap. I truly feel like this administration wants to draw us in, wants to mimic the events of like what George Floyd, so that he can start saying stuff like, when the looting starts, the shooting starts, or have a reason to do the insurrection. So for the most part, black people have been keeping our powder dry. We're just waiting in the wings, encouraging everyone to be sensible and to do it the right way when protesting, because obviously, as you can see, they're not playing around. So posting these racist pictures, I kind of feel like it may be a way to draw us in to what's going on. It's not going to work, but it definitely does show that, what's in the president's heart. And so for you evangelical Christians, I guess my question is this Christ-like? Is this what the Bible teach? I'm a King James Version Bible reader, but is this who your champion is, or are you just willing to set this aside because he's going to give you what you want, so you don't mind being complicit? I mean, seriously, to some of the people, would you want your child to behave like this? I really must be missing something, because seriously, we're approaching the 250th anniversary of this country becoming what it is, and after 250 years, black people still have to deal with this crap. Seriously? Does that seem right to anyone? That we really have to deal with this crap? That we have to talk about someone posting a picture as disgusting as this? And not just any someone, but the President of the United States. Are we okay with creating a two-tiered system? Because let's be honest, for some of you MAGA devout followers, if you were to post something like this and your job got a wind of it, they would fire you. They literally would fire you. But because it's the President of the United States, a lot of his supporters, and when I say a lot of his supporters, his hardcore base, the 34% that at this point, I don't think it's, unfortunately, as much as I would love to, I don't think it's in me. I don't think that's my responsibility or my calling to reach that sect group, because that's the group that he literally could walk on Fifth Avenue, shoot someone, and they would be all in. They would be able to justify why he did that. I can't reach you. I'm trying to reach the people that thought, well, he's good for the economy, and he was going to lower the price of the grocery. I'm trying to reach you. Can you see that imagery is wrong? Not sure there's anything else I can really say about that. I would love to hear people comments in the comments section. Please tell me what am I missing that we are in the year of our Lord 2026, and yet the President of the United States of America thought posting this image was okay for his 10 million followers to view. I truly have to be missing something. Can someone please tell me, what am I missing that this is acceptable? And please think before you answer it, or else I may be asking or stating you might actually be a racist. And with that being said, it's just my opinion. Again, I would love to hear yours in the comments section. You guys continue to watch these videos. I will continue to create them. Be blessed.